Folks, Spider-Man collector booster bundles were almost $1,000 a few weeks ago. Some scalpers and collectors thought this was going to be the next Final Fantasy set. As of today, they've crashed down to $680, and the set doesn't even release for 15 more days. So what the hell happened, Peter Parker? Did you team up with Hasbro to crash Uncle Ben's funeral fund? What happened? It's going to be one of those videos. So before the Spider-Man set, we had Final Fantasy, and as you know, the set kind of exploded. Everybody and their mother was obsessed with pulling a golden chocobo, a serialized card. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Everybody and their mom was looking at those cards and looking at the prices, and they were foaming at the mouths harder than venom at the church bell. The Final Fantasy collector boosters peaked at around $1,448. Even now they're hanging around $1,200. And that's not even hype. That's not FOMO. That's the stable price now. That's not Peter Parker delivery pizza money. That's Tony Stark money right there. And here's the thing. The Final Fantasy set made my business money. And I thought, for once, I don't have to live like Spider-Man. I don't have to be like Peter Parker, broke, evicted, eating expired ramen. I can actually be someone. Because let's face it, I had to dip my toes in Magic eventually. Scalpers have Pokemon on lockdown right now. You can't even touch an Elite Trainer box from Pokemon without fearing that you're going to get jumped in the alley and mugged like Uncle Ben. So I moved away from Pokemon a little bit, moved a little bit into Final Fantasy, and that was the first time my stocks didn't faceplant into the ground like Gwen Stacy when Peter Parker tried to catch her. I'm going to keep doing this the whole video, so get ready. But you can't have scalpers see that and not want to jump on the hype train, not want to jump on the FOMO train. When scalpers see that a set jumps up, they're going to be like, okay, this is now where I make my money. And that's exactly what happened. That is like the golden goose, literally. So you have one room now, and you have Magic investors, speculators, stock guys, you have stores, you have online retail stores like me, you have scalpers, you have everybody in the same room looking at the next Magic the Gathering set. So the Final Fantasy set was like lightning in a bottle. And for one brief period in time, it looked like Universes Beyond had become unstoppable. Until Spider-Man swings in, slips on a banana peel, lands on Aunt May and causes her even more hospital bills. Believe it or not, more people know Spider-Man than Final Fantasy. Believe it or not, Hasbro set Spider-Man up to do pretty well. So what the hell happened, Hasbro? What did you do here? Collector bundles peaked at almost $1,000, $986 to be exact. Today they're sitting around $680, and the set doesn't even release for 15 more days. That's not a swing, that's Peter Parker missing the web and going splat on the concrete. How did Hasbro and Spider-Man mess this up? Let's start with the obvious. No serialized cards. They do not have a serialized chase card in the Spider-Man set, even though they knew how amazing that was for the Final Fantasy set. It's like you have the perfect formula and you decide to rip it up and try again. We do have common play sets of cards nobody asked for. We do have that. Imagine going to the theater to see Endgame and instead you get Morbius. That's what happened. Some players have said these cards don't feel like Magic. They just don't have synergy like regular Magic cards. And that's bad. Pokemon scalpers don't get this. They don't understand that the actual casuals, the actual Magic players, don't care about collectability. They care a lot about playability. Is the card fun to play? If I throw this on the mat, is it going to be a fun interaction or not? That's what they care about. So you can't just like vault Spider-Man and expect it to go to the moon like a Pokemon set. That doesn't happen in Magic. Scalpers, pay attention. This is not Charizard. This is Peter Parker sitting on his kitchen floor with no lights on, figuring out how he's going to pay rent. That's what this is. You have amateur scalpers who overpaid for their products getting cooked. You have the FOMO guys getting cooked. You have people that bought these collector booster bundles at $900 on credit. 15 to 29% interest per month. $900! And now the price went down. These people are essentially screwed. And they're holding on to these pre-orders that dropped harder than Gwen Stacy. The pre-order hype died down and they're stuck. A lot of them bailed out. A lot of them, they're going to eat the cancellation fee and they're done. They don't want the Spider-Man set. They're canceling their pre-orders. They're done. They're out. They're exiting. Good for them. And it's not just scalpers and collectors. A lot of players have called their stores and said, hey, turns out I hate this set. Cancel the Spider-Man pre-orders. which a lot of these are hardcore players that buy every set, and they're not going to buy this one because they hate it, which feels more like a breakup text than anything. So meanwhile, you have LGS owners stuck holding onto these cases like it's toxic waste. It's harder to get rid of than Peter Parker's crying face meme. What these stores need to do is just accept that the market price is lower than they wanted and sell at the appropriate price. Sell at the appropriate price and you won't have people canceling pre-orders. You're just not scalping your customers. It's really honestly, it's a simple equation if you think about it. But what you might not get is a lot of these store owners are over leveraged, because when a set like this comes out and you expect it to be the next Final Fantasy set, you over leverage, you order too much, you use credit card, you use anything you can. You purposely don't buy other things coming out because of the opportunity that was in the Spider-Man set. So you over purchase on Spider-Man, hoping that your distro delivers it. And now they're not getting the money they thought they were going to get. And they put all of their eggs in one basket, and that basket has holes in it and the eggs are falling out. And that's basically why they don't want to lower the price. In their head, this was supposed to be Final Fantasy 2.0. And instead, it's Spider-Man 2.0. And by that, I mean the one with Electro, the really bad one. That's what this is. I like this set, but I'm not going to overcharge people based on what Final Fantasy prices were. That's not how this works. Because for a lot of players, it's a set nobody asked for, nobody wants, and everybody regrets. So the market price is going to drop. That's going to happen, buddy. So back to the scalpers, the amateurs, the ones that paid over MSRP, they got smoked on this set. Completely smoked. They thought buying Spider-Man was a one-way ticket to easy money, and a lot of them are not paying attention to the pre-order price. A lot of them are not going to cancel because you buy, you pre-order MSRP, the bots pre-order MSRP, just like Pokemon, and then you're on to the next thing. Why are you watching? The prices don't go down in Pokemon. Why are you watching? A lot of them aren't even going to notice until it's too late and they can't cancel their pre-orders. And the ones that do, a lot of stores are charging cancellation fees now. Sorry. The amateur scalpers did get smoked here, and it's your fault. It's your fault. You wanted to pay your rent, you got an eviction notice. You wanted a Lambo, you got a bus pass. This isn't what you signed up for. And some of them with stores tried to unload as pre-orders themselves. Scalpers will do this, where they will secure their allocations, and then they will sell pre-orders knowing that people are going to get them late because they don't actually have access to the product until it's mailed and shipped to them. So a lot of them are cooking other scalpers. You have scalpers cooking other scalpers and collectors and people with FOMO who, you guys need to chill the hell out. Because when prices drop this hard, thank God it's still in the pre-order phase, because, people can at least cancel and just eat the 10% cancellation fee or whatever it is. You got scalpers, you got collectors, you got players trying to get out. It's like the Spider-Man meme. They're all pointing at each other. There's no way to tell. Everyone's getting screwed, especially the LGS owners who took out way too much leverage just to get their hands on the Spider-Man set. It's a mess. It's a mess. There's real collectors, too, who genuinely thought, it's Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man. They watch too much Alpha Investments. They're like, what's the difference if I pay $500 or $700 in a year? What is the difference? I'm just going to buy my pre-orders now, and they're going to sit on the shelves. And after the Final Fantasy set, you did get some casuals who might not love Spider-Man, but just wanted to be part of the hype. They just wanted to be part of it. So they pre-ordered and now the prices go down. And on release day, it's like driving a car off the lot and you automatically lose 10% value, except they're losing 40% value. The guys who pre-ordered at the high price and they have real jobs and they can't check the price every day. They don't know what's going on. They're not addicted to their phone. There's people who pre-order and then they won't even know how crappy the price went until it's too late and they have it. And nobody wants to admit it, but Magic the Gathering is not Pokemon. With Pokemon, you buy something with Charizard. You buy any set with Charizard in it. You throw it in the closet. 5 years later, it completely outperforms the S&P 500. It completely outperforms stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate. Pokemon, you see a dragon, you buy it, and the price goes up. Final Fantasy, same thing. Okay, but Magic the Gathering in general, not like that at all. You buy Charizard, you get money. You buy Peter Parker, you get depression. It's not the same thing. Right now, Pokemon looks like a retirement plan. I mean, that could change, but right now, that's what it looks like. Magic the Gathering looks like a GoFundMe after you crash your car. It's not the same. But the amateur scalpers didn't get that. The amateur scalpers thought they could go into Magic the Gathering with their Pokemon mentality and actually make money? What are you thinking? Because here's the secret that nobody told you. Real Magic players, they don't care as much about collectability as you think. You can slap Spider-Man on a box, you can slap Thor on a box, you can slap Thanos on a box, but if the mechanics are trash and the cards aren't fun to play, people don't care as much. And what happens then is when you open the sealed product and the value of what's inside, the expected value, the EV, when the expected value of the inside of the box is that much lower than the outside, it does tend to drag the expected value or the market price of the sealed product down a little bit. Final Fantasy worked because they had serialized cards and the cards were fun to play. That's it. That's amazing. Two awesome things that are very easy to do happened. Spider-Man, what did you do? Well, Peter, why did you mess this up? And that's why you can't apply Pokemon logic to Magic the Gathering. Pokemon doesn't have the serialized cards. Pokemon doesn't do like Pokemon X Final Fantasy. That doesn't happen, although that would be sick, by the way. Why aren't they doing that? But Pokemon doesn't do that. They just, here's a set, let it go to the moon. You can't apply the Pokemon scalper mentality in Magic the Gathering and just expect everything to moon. And I get it. I love sealed product as much as the next guy. I don't open cards. I don't deal with bulk. It's annoying to sell. It's annoying to list. It's annoying to sort. I love sealed product. But Magic the Gathering's not always about hoarding the shiny cardboard. It's about playing the damn game, bro. Scalpers are not stuck holding the bag if they're paying attention. Pre-orders can be canceled. Everybody that's getting screwed ultimately can end up screwing the LGS owners instead. Really, that's how it should be. If they are pricing their product too high and the market says, I don't like it that much, that's what happens. So I am pleading with LGS owners, if you don't want to get stuck holding it for months and months and then it finally selling and you have dead inventory until then, and maybe you open some of the product and lose out on even more money, instead of dealing with that, how about you lower the price a little bit? I know it's strange because you think I'm your enemy because I'm another LGS. I'm just an online guy, so I don't even have a store. I don't even have rent. But I'm pleading with you, don't hold dead inventory. It ain't worth it. You won't have the cash for the next opportunity that comes by. Sell at the market price or lower. Make the people happy and just deal with the loss. I know that it sucks that you're not making as much money off of Spider-Man as you wanted, but the Hasbro executives are sipping martinis out of Uncle Ben's urn right now. They're the ones that made money. They don't care about you. They do not care about you. They already moved their product. Distro already has it. You are already going to get as much as you can because it is higher than the price you paid. So just take the L, sell it, and move on. And imagine being a store owner thinking, you finally did the big business move. You finally 2x'd. You missed out on Final Fantasy, but you went all in on Spider-Man. You finally 2x'd your business. You can finally hire another employee. You can finally get things rolling. You can finally fix the bathroom. You can finally do these things you actually wanted to do. Maybe give people a pay raise, your employees a pay raise. Maybe you can actually do business-like moves now. And all of a sudden, you lose out on 40% of the most important set of your life. And when everybody cancels pre-orders, what do you think is going to happen to the pre-order price? It's going to keep going down because they're like, oh, we better lower that price and make whatever money we can. And all of these stores are manually lowering the price of their pre-orders. And that sends a signal for other store owners to lower the price. Like, oh, my prices are too high. I'm never going to sell now. I better lower them now. And everyone's racing to the bottom. And that's what happens. And I admit, I have a sick fetish. I love watching scalpers lose money, but the real collectors are also getting wrecked. So I also feel bad. Meanwhile, Hasbro has the Green Goblin mask on throwing pumpkin bombs, but they're really Spider-Man collector boosters that are dropping in price, yelling, hey, back to the formula. I made money. It's fine. This isn't Universes Beyond. This is Universes Bankrupt if this keeps up. And anybody dumb enough to think Spider-Man was going to make their 401k go big, they lost. So let's take a step back, take a big Spider-Man size swing back and look at the bigger picture here. Everybody's saying, if you would have bought at MSRP, you'd be fine right now. Yes, that's completely true. And now here's your job. Show me a collector booster bundle at MSRP. I will wait. You have your unicorn of an LGS owner who will let 3 people pre-order for MSRP. And then you go around on the forums telling everybody, yeah, just find an LGS. It doesn't happen. Those are unicorns. Find me in Spider-Man Universes Beyond Collector Booster Bundle at MSRP. You can't do it. MSRP is a bedtime story that Hasbro tells the shareholders to help them go to sleep at night. That's all that it is. I hate to break the code, but take a step back. Distributors, after the initial release, immediately mark up the price. And because distributors mark up the price, LGS owners have to mark up the price. And the only ones that get MSRP when it occasionally goes on sale somewhere, bots. Bots get it, and you don't get a real chance. That's how it works. I'm sorry, the truth hurts. And that creates a trap too, because people see Spider-Man at $986 and it's not even out yet. And they go, wow, how high is this going to go? And then they pre-order there because they can't beat the bots. They're not going to beat the bots. So they pre-order at $986 and the price goes, nope. Nope. Just like the meme. Nope. Against their better judgment, that FOMO is in their head, that green goblin in their ear whispering, buy now, it's only going to go up, don't miss out, buy now before it's too late. And they buy now and it goes down 40%. And this is the price where real collectors are buying. Because that's what happens after a dip you buy. That's what people who don't experience FOMO do, and they get a lot more value out of their money. Everybody, I think any card game creator could have done a better job than Magic the Gathering did with this. I don't know if they were rushed. I don't know if they were severely held back by contracts with Marvel. I don't know what it was, but they severely screwed this up, and the market sees it. Soon I will have access to pre-orders, and you know what? I don't like doing pre-orders because things like this happen, where market prices drop 40%, and I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I'm screwing over customers, so I don't think I'll offer pre-orders. If they wouldn't mess up, okay, let's just say it. If they wouldn't smoke so much weed and mess up, and if they would do a set, just the normal set, the normal things, do they not go on Facebook and read comments? Serialized Spider-Man, I'm in. They're like, nah, that's a bad idea. If they would just do normal things that make money, maybe I could do pre-orders, but because of things like this, I don't want to. Now let's take another step back. Yes, we have 10 days to figure this out. The price might drop even more. The price might go up, or the price might stabilize. At the end of the day, are Scalpers the bad guy? They didn't. If Scalpers had their way, the price would go up even more. Is Hasbro the bad guy? No, you can't blame someone stupid for being stupid, right? Because it's up to you to know they were going to be stupid or not, because you're intelligent. So it's not their fault. They're going to be incompetent every time. That's just how it is. Is it distribution? No, distribution is not jacking up the price yet. They're giving it to us for under MSRP, just like they should for now. So who's the bad guy? Really, when you think about it, this is just a case of people were looking at the Final Fantasy set. They looked at lightning in a bottle and they thought, every set from here on out is going to be lightning in a bottle. I don't want to miss out. And that's FOMO, fear of missing out. That's the enemy. So you have Spider-Man crashing harder than Gwen Stacy. You have Scalpers crying into their Funko Pops. You have LGS owners sitting on their product like radioactive waste because they're afraid to sell and only get 2x instead of 5x like they wanted. Is this just the start of something? Did Spider-Man drop the ball, or is Avatar going to be bad? Is Lorwyn, who's not even Universes Beyond, is that going to be a bad set? Is Hasbro going to continue to mess this up? Or are they going to keep messing this up? Do we watch Avatar pre-orders drop from $1,000 down to $400, and then more LGS owners who thought, okay, I'm going to take the loss on Spider-Man, go all in on Avatar, and then I'm going to lose money there. Is that going to happen again? Because every time this happens, I know it's not a big deal if you're out of it. And if you buy 1 or 2 pre-orders, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But let me explain this. When this happens 2 or 3 times in a row, according to the math, that's all it takes. 2 or 3 flops like this, and I'm not even calling this a real flop. It's still over MSRP. Let's be real. Store owners are just weak right now. But if that happens 2 or 3 times, the store owners with the weak value propositions, 10% of the store owners they stop. They go bankrupt. And that's why you always have new stores popping up when there's FOMO and hype. And then every week it's like 10% of them stop. It's because they ran out of money. They mismanaged. This keeps happening. And with Magic the Gathering, with all these no one can get Pokemon. No one has access to Pokemon. Sorry. We can't print enough Pokemon for all of the stores, even the online ones, even the rip and shippers. We cannot print enough Pokemon. So they go to Magic the Gathering, and now 2 or 3 of these sets and they're done. They're just completely cooked. And these stores are not going to exist anymore. Is Hasbro finally going to admit that not every crossover is endgame? Or are they going to keep pumping everything up? Like there's a merch stand at Uncle Ben's funeral. Like, are they going to finally admit that they are dropping the ball and take corrective actions? Because here's the thing. If Spider-Man can drop $300 before it even releases, what happens when the community says, you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to buy the next set. What happens when the community doesn't want to go all in anymore? What happens then? Do we have a bubble that finally pops? Do we have distributors that panic dump? Do we have prices that finally go under MSRP? What do we have when that happens? This sets Avatar up to be really great if they do everything right. But if they mess up on Avatar 2, this could be the start of that. That bubble could burst, or we could live in fairyland and, I don't know, the hype bubble begins and gets bigger. It could go either way right now. Because let's be real, if store owners put half of their money into the Spider-Man set and Thanos says, half of it's gone now, and that is what happened, Thanos snapped his fingers, and you thought you were going to get $1,000 out of this, now you're getting $900, $800, $700, $600 out of it, minus your costs, minus the opportunity costs you're missing, blah, 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 business talk. Thanos snaps his fingers and you lose money? What do? Does the cycle go up and down and up and down and up and down, and Spider-Man just happens to be a mediocre set? Or is this actually going to begin the end of Universes Beyond? So what timeline are we living in? Are we living in the timeline where Avatar goes to the moon? Or are we living in the timeline where Avatar implodes, Spider-Man implodes, and the bubble bursts? Which timeline are we living in right now? Share this video with your friend who plays Magic to let them know that Spider-Man is now the Kia of Universes Beyond. And if you want to make a Scalper mad, send this video to a Scalper who overpaid for Spider-Man pre-orders. Do it. Please subscribe. Please watch this video. If you want to support the channel, watch this video. Leave a comment. It super helps me. Okay, bye now. Bye.